I'm going to show you how to make my corner bookmark card, which is a greeting card where the focal point is also a corner bookmark. And just to show you how it's used, when you are reading and you're ready to save your page, this just slides right over the edge of the corner of your page to hold your place. I think it's a great idea. So I'm going to begin by showing you how to create the bookmark, and then I'll show you how to attach it to the page. To begin with, I started with a scrap piece of paper, really. The size square that we need to create this bookmark is 3¼ inches square, but I wanted this large scallop edge on the bottom, which I got using my Big's clear square scallop die. I just used a scratch piece of paper because I really didn't need it to be the full 4¼ inches that the scallop square die cuts, so that's why this edge is straight. And then once I got my scalloped edge border, I just cut this down to measure 3¼ inches square, which is the size we need for the bookmark. So I have already cut that to save time. The next step is to take your Pear Pizzazz square, and I have marked on my grid paper 1 5/8 inches is what I need in order to create this triangle. And I've already done this because it is so hard to do it on the camera without getting my head in the way. So I basically took at 1 5/8 and measured up to this 1 5/8 inch mark, used my stylus to score that edge, and then did it again on this side and scored that edge. And then this creates the triangle for the corner. Okay, so that's step one. Next, I'm going to create this scallop border edge by using the scallop border punch. And I just have a scratch piece of paper. Again, it's about 1 1/4 inches wide is all I need. I start off at the edge that I want, and I just continue down the line until okay. So I think I have enough here, enough of an edge punched here. And then what I'm going to do is take my paper trimmer and just cut this down to, 3¼ inches to go along that bottom edge of the bookmark. So there's my scallop decoration. Then I'm taking the Greenhouse Gala Designer Series paper, and I just cut this to, I believe that was 1 1/4 inches by 3¼ inches. And then I'm just going to use I'm just going to put a line of this along the bottom and adhere this to that scallop border, lining that up. Okay, now I'm ready to go ahead and attach this to the front of the bookmark. And I just really line it up so that I get it exactly where I want it, so that it does not overlap where these score lines come in, because those are going to get folded back. Okay, so that is now on the front of the bookmark. Then I'm going to take my ribbon, and I'm just going to tie this around. Okay, now I just pulled that all the way over to that one side. With bows, you just kind of have to play with them until you get it looking how you want it to look. so there's the bow, and then the next thing is our stamped image, which I've already done, and the way that I did this was I just used the paintbrush end of the markers. I've used Baja Breeze, Pear Pizzazz, and Early Espresso on this image, and just colored right onto the stamp itself and then stamped the image. So that has already been done. And then I'm just going to adhere this stamped image with a couple of dimensionals just to pop that up a little bit, and so that it sits a little, just raises it a little off the page, off the bookmark. So then you're just going to position this. This might be easier if we open these or fold those down. Position this into place. There you go. And then I'm going to trim up these ends. Actually, I'll do this for the ribbon. Trim that up. And now the front is finished. Now I just need to finish off the back, so that when you slide this bookmark over your book page, the ribbon doesn't get caught. We're going to actually use another piece, just a coordinating piece of the Greenhouse Gala designer paper. I just cut this to 3/4 or 3 1/4 by 1 1/4 inches, and I'm going to use the snail adhesive to just cover that ribbon. This will just kind of finish things off, and then that way when you slide this over your book page, it's not going to get caught on anything. So there's that. Now all we have to do is fold these corners down, and I have got a square that I basically just cut this to, let me see what it was, 2 1/4 inches. It was a 2 1/4 inch square piece of Pear Pizzazz paper, and then I just cut it diagonally from corner to corner to get this triangle. I've already attached the sticky strip adhesive. This is going to hold a lot stronger, so that it doesn't, I think snail adhesive will probably wear down over time as you're slipping it on and off of a book. So that's why I'm using this sticky strip. So then you just line that up on that back triangle. And your bookmark is ready to go then. So it's ready to slip over. Okay, so that is the bookmark. Now to create the card front and this kind of this false page corner, I just took a piece of 3 1/4, right? 3 1/4, because that's the size of the bookmark. And I did the same thing with the scalloped edge bottom, just to create a little decorative edge. Again, just line that up and stamped out that bottom edge. I'm just going to trim that up. Okay, so there's your scalloped edge bottom, and then all I did was line this up where I want it to fall, so that there's just a little border. Kind of get that even, just to make sure it's straight. And then I took a pencil and really just drew the lines on the diagonal there so that I know where to cut. And I just took my paper snips and cut across that line so that that bookmark will slide right over the top. Okay, after I've done that, basically I just took, just so that we could give this a little decoration, I took the Baja Breeze ink with my flower image. I just put a little scratch paper down here to mask this bottom edge so that I don't get too far down with the stamping because I don't really want that to show on the scallop edge. And I stamped off once just to give it a little subtle kind of image on there. Just to give it a little bit of pattern. And then I took my Sincere Salutations birthday greeting with the Early Espresso ink, and I just stamped that greeting on there just to give it sort of that finishing touch. Now I got that a little crooked because I couldn't get in the way of the camera, but you get the idea. And then you're going to take a couple of dimensionals on your card. I've already created this card front with the cardstock adhered already. Layered that on. And then you're just going to take your bookmark and pop dimensionals on the back side of that false corner, and you can just adhere your dimensionals to the front of the card, and then you have your finished card. So that's all there is to it. If there are any questions, please leave me a comment or email me. Otherwise, I really appreciate you joining me. Thanks so much and have a great day.